Hey, welcome back to Navigating Senior Care with Stella. I'm your host, Stella Hara Williams, and wow, do I have an important episode for you today. You know, if there's one thing I learned the hard way when my mom got sick and we had the whole situation with the rehab facility, you remember that breaking mom out of rehab story? It's that having your legal ducks in a row isn't just boring paperwork, it's actually your superpower as a caregiver. Today we're talking about episode 12, legal documents every caregiver needs. And I promise you, this is going to save you time, money, stress, and potentially a whole lot of family drama down the road. So stick with me. Let me be real with you for a second. When I was in crisis mode with my mom trying to make decisions about her care, figure out medical stuff, deal with finances, you know what would have made that so much easier? Having the right legal documents already in place. I see this all the time in my work as a senior placement advocate here in Central Texas. Some families come to me completely scrambling because they don't have a power of attorney set up, or they don't know what their parent wants because there's no living will. But then there are families like mine, like us, who got the big ones handled early. And let me tell you, that makes a world of a difference. Here's the thing though, getting the main documents done is huge, but there are usually a couple of finishing touches that people miss. And that's what today is really about. Making sure you got everything you need, not just the basics. Think of these documents as your care instruction manual. They're not depressing, they're actually liberating because once you have them, you can make decisions with confidence, knowing you're honoring your loved one's wishes. And if you're already partway there, we're just going to fill in the gaps. Okay, so here are the documents that make the biggest differences for caregivers in our area. Now, I'm going to be honest, some of these you might already have done, but I'm also going to tell you about the ones I see people miss because that's where the real gaps usually are. The foundation pieces, you probably have these: power of attorney, which is a POA, both financial and healthcare. If you got this, you're golden. This is your legal ability to make decisions on behalf of your parent. This saved me when I was coordinating my mom's care, and honestly, you need this. Living will or advanced directives. This is where your parent spells out what kind of medical care they want if they can't talk to their doctors like themselves right now. Do they want life support? Heroic measures. This document is literally them talking to the doctors even if they can't. It's powerful stuff. Will or trust. This is about what happens to their stuff when they're gone. Having this prevents so much fighting and confusion later. Plus, it's your parents' chance to say what they actually want to happen. So if you got those three, you're doing better than a lot of families. But here's where people usually miss a couple of things: the finishing touches, the often overlooked ones. Number one, the HIPAA authorization. Okay, so this one's sneaky important. And honestly, I didn't fully appreciate it until I was working with hospital staff on my mom's behalf. Without this form, doctors literally cannot talk to you about your parents' medical information. I'm not exaggerating. I've seen families shut out of conversations because they didn't have HIPAA paperwork signed. You can have a medical POA and still need this because HIPAA is a federal law and it's separate. Even with power of attorney, some medical facilities will ask for the signed HIPAA release. Get this one. It's not hard and it's a game changer when you actually need it. Number 2, the beneficiary designations. This is the one people forget about because it sounds boring, but it's huge. Bank accounts, retirement accounts, life insurance. Make sure these are updated and that you know who they're going to. Sometimes old beneficiaries' designations are still naming an ex spouse, and nobody realizes it until it's too late. I've literally helped families figure this out during placement conversations, and the money situations can get complicated fast if nobody's updated this stuff. Here's the thing about beneficiary designations: they bypass probate, which is actually awesome. The money goes straight to who your parent named as a beneficiary, but only if the designations are current. This is one of those documents that doesn't get the attention it deserves, but it should. You know, when my dad was going through his end of life journey, and we talk about this more in episode 9 with Jaden's story, having these documents meant we could focus on what actually mattered: being with him, making sure he was comfortable, saying the things that needed to be said. My parents had their stuff together. They had their POA set up, their living will, their will. We didn't have to fight about what, he wanted because it was documented. We didn't have to wonder if I could make medical decisions because we had a power of attorney set up. And my siblings and I, we were on the same page because my parents had those tough conversations with us. And let me be completely honest with you, that's made navigating my mom's care so much easier. We move fast, we don't argue, we know what she wanted, And that matters. That really, really matters. But here's the thing, and I'm being vulnerable here. My siblings and I, we haven't done this for ourselves yet. And I work in senior care. I know better, but life is busy, right? You've got kids. I've got Jaden. You've got work. You've got aging parents depending on you. And somewhere in there, setting up your own legal document feels like something you'll do someday. So this episode is for me too because I need to practice what I preach. And if I'm being honest, most of us are in the same boat. We see how important it is when we're managing a parent's care, but we haven't turned that lens on ourselves yet. The families I work with who are navigating senior care decisions without their own stuff in place, they get it too. They see the value when they're living it. But the ones who really blow my mind are the ones who learned from the parents' experience and got ahead of it. Those are the ones who are going to be so grateful to themselves later. Now, I know what you're thinking. Stella, this sounds expensive and complicated. I get it, but here's the good news. There are more options than ever to get this stuff down without spending thousands of dollars. Online services. There are reputable platforms that walk you through creating these documents for way less than a lawyer. They're not perfect for super complicated situations, but for most families, they work great. Legal clinics. A lot of communities have legal aid clinics, especially here in Central Texas. Sometimes you can get basic stuff done affordably. Talking to a lawyer. Yeah, this is the priciest option, but for complicated estates or situations, it's worth it. And honestly, the peace of mind is worth the investment. Here's what I recommend. Start by having a conversation with your parent. Sit down, make it nice, not stressful. Ask them what matters to them. What kind of medical care do they want? Who do they trust to make decisions? What do they want to happen to their stuff? Once you know their wishes, then you can figure out what documents you need and where to get them done. Look, I'm not going to pretend that thinking about these things is fun. It's not. It involves acknowledging that our parents are aging, that our time together is limited, that someday they won't be here. That's heavy stuff. But you know what's heavier? Not having done this work and ending up in the crisis where you're making huge decisions without knowing what your parent actually wanted, or fighting with siblings about money or care decisions, or being legally blocked from helping when your parent needs you most. These documents, they're an act of love. They are you saying to your parent, I want to honor what matters to you. I want to make good decisions on your behalf. I'm stepping up. And here's the thing, once they're done, you can let them go, put them in a safe place, tell people where they are, and then you get to focus on what actually matters, spending time together, making memories, being present. That's the whole point of everything I do here on this podcast. And in my work as your senior placement advocate, I want to help you navigate these decisions so you can actually enjoy your time with people you love. So here's your homework this week. Have one conversation, just one, with your parent, your spouse, whoever you need to talk to. Ask the question, do we have our legal documents in order? And if the answer is no, start researching your options. You don't have to do it all today, just take one step. If you're here in Central Texas, Austin, Travis, Williamson, Hayes, or Bastrop counties, and you need help navigating senior care decisions, you know where to find me. I'm Stella Williams with Williams Senior Transition Service, and I'm here 24/7 to help you figure out this stuff. You can find me at stellawilliamstx.com or tourseniorliving.org. I offer bilingual services and I work with families to find the right senior living options without any pressure. And hey, keep navigating, keep learning, and keep showing up for the people you love. That's what this journey is all about. Thanks so much for tuning in to Navigating Senior Care with Stella. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you on episode 13.